What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. I do apologise for my voice. I've got a little bit of a cold. I'm starting to get on the recovery, but my voice may be a little bit bad today and a little bit hard to understand, so I do apologise about that. But today we're here. We're in week 3 of Cliffy's Champions League. Going to jump straight into it, starting off with the Master Blasters taking on the Shredders. Master Blasters, the only unbeaten side in the tournament to date so far. 4 wins and a draw. Can they make it 5? We will have to wait and see. We're going to jump straight into it. As I said, taking on the Shredders. Last season's finalists as well, the Shredders. And just not quite managing to, I guess, live up to the expectations that they did have last season. Last season, a very strong side. It was their first year last year in Cliffy's Champions League. But this season proving a little bit more difficult with a few more teams in there. And the Master Blasters, well, they've just gone from strength to strength. Obviously led by McIntyre, who I believe has been a foundation player for the league. First season captaining, first season having his own side. And he's done a wonderful job so far to date. McLaren picks up fellow South African Quinton de Kock for 47 off 44 deliveries. Russell, he's had a strong tournament so far. He's moved past 50 before going and getting bowled actually for 59 off 82. Bench Boys got hasty for 5 off 6, so his innings was very hasty. Didn't last very long. And 10 off 12. So a little bit of a mini collapse here for the Master Blasters heading in to the back end of their innings, you would have to say, but still a good total that is on the board at the moment, and still a good total to hopefully try and defend. We will have to wait and see what does happen, but a good wee partnership being put on at the moment by McIntyre and Ravenhall, as McIntyre, I was going to say moves towards his 50, but absolutely smashes it to go and get there. And Ravenhall doing well too. He's going at about a run a ball at the moment. And you can't really complain too much about that. McLaren gets McIntyre for 80. The Master Blasters finished with 267 on the board. So very good effort by them, considering that little mini collapse that they did have. But Kumar, he has not had the best of seasons, the captain for the Shredders. Another low score for him, 10 off just 7 deliveries. And really need him to start standing up for the Shredders if they are going to make a late season push into the playoffs. Sharky's got a couple. Dahinga, very quick 50 from him. 53 off just 38 deliveries. And Corp, 21 off 26. Remember, 267 is what is being chased here. So got off to a good start. They're scoring at over 6 runs and over a run a ball at the moment, the Shredders. And that's exactly what they want. That is thanks to that quick start from Dahinga has gone and got them off on the right foot in this chase. And 267 doesn't really look too far away. It is still 100 runs away, but 7 wickets left in the bag and 20 overs left to go. So you wouldn't bet against the Shredders here, causing the Master Blasters their first loss. But we have seen funnier things happen in this tournament. We've seen well, it's not back-to-back 50s, but 50s for both Into and Illit. Into has gone for 73 off 86. And Illit, he's still there. He's 64 at the moment. But it is looking as though probably a little bit closer than I thought it was going to be, especially after the start that the Shredders did manage to go and get. But they do manage to knock the Master Blasters not off the top of the table, but knock them off their unbeaten run. Illit, man of the match, 83, not out of 103. So that is the Shredders. Big win for them. Huge loss for the Master Blasters, their first loss of the season. It isn't going to matter hugely. They're still going to be top at the end of this round. But that unbeaten record is gone. And with that, we see the Shredders move up into the top 4, I believe, for the first time this season. So very well done there. Next game, Sledging Cyclones taking on the Snipers. Big game for both of these teams. Sledging Cyclones, a win will put them up into the top 4. The Snipers, they won last time around. It was their first win all season. And they'll be looking to go and carry on with that. Possibly do what they did last season and really have that late season push to see them get up into the top 4. And we know what happened last time. Finished 4th. Ended up being the champions, and their captain Henry has got them off to a perfect start. A 50 at higher than a run a ball, and you can't ask for too much more than that. Nice partnership has been put on so far by the Snipers opening pair. It's very, very close to 100. I believe it has just gone and passed that there. Sydney Sampson as well. He's in. He's moving towards his 52. Kapoor gets Henry for 66 off 71, but a great start by the captain to get them into that situation there. Sampson's gone and past 50. Mackenzie's got the Parkies. He wasn't in for very long. Just 4 off 12 today. And pretty evenly poised, I'd have to say. 2 for 150 at the 30 over mark. Game could really go either way. Wicket's here. Is going to go and see it swing. back into the Sledging Cyclones' favour, but runs and a partnership, which is what we are seeing from the Snipers, has really swung the game back in their favour. Sydney Sampson moving towards his 100. He has gone and actually picked it up there, so that is a big 100 from him, and good to see that the top order of the Snipers getting the job done, because that's something we have not seen this season. They haven't put good totals on the board. That has changed today. Clapton got for 46 off 64. He has done his part, but we have seen 284 for 3 put on the board, and this looks like an absolute cracking batting wicket with the way things are going. It was a strong finish. I'm not 100% sure who it was by, but we will check after this game. Sorry, and as I said, I do apologise if my voice is hard to understand at the start of the video. I can hardly understand myself. It's very surprising. I got through 3 games in the last 2 days of cricket umpiring, and I was actually very good. I was very clear. So I don't know what has happened since then, but we cannot commentate in this to save ourselves. Travis Head, he's gone for 42 off 31. Smith, he's moved along nicely. He's passed his 50, and you can't really ask for too much more than that from the Sledging Cyclones. Remember, 284 is what they're chasing, so that is a big, big ask. And things are pretty even at the halfway stage, at the 25 over stage. That wicket may turn things around though. Muscat getting Smith for 69 off 94. Good knock by the opener there. And it just seems to be going a little bit too slow. The strike rates just don't seem to be up there for the Sledging Cyclones for them to pick up pick up the pace, I guess you would say, to go and get towards his total. Kapoor, he's gone and past 50, made 50 off 67 before being bowled by Muscat, getting his second wicket of the day. He finishes with 2 for 35, so pretty good figures for Muscat there, and he will definitely take that. But this total does look a little bit out of reach now for the Sledging Cyclones. It looks as though the Snipers are going to go back-to-back with wins. Bennett getting the run out there of Brown, he made 55. Sampson, 159 not out off 141 deliveries. Very good innings from him, and as you can see, he was the big push at the end that really got them up over that 272.80 margin. And as we can see, just not enough in the end. The strike rates just weren't there. Kay did his best, 34 off 25. But at the end of the day, not enough. The Snipers get their second win in a row. They move up into 8th position, and the Sledging Cyclones drop down below them. Moving on next, Royal Heinie taking on the Vikings, top of the table clash. This is a chance here for the Royal Heinie to go second by themselves. Chance for the Vikings to stay in touch with the top 4 with a win here today. 2 teams that have been here since day 1, and it'll be very interesting to see how things go on here. What a start. You can't ask for much of a better start in the Royal Heinie. They've gone. Champions picked up Perkins for 5 off 6. Then Wright went and picked up Bath for 1 off 3. And the captain, Spriggs, has run out Thompson for 22 off 23. And all of a sudden, the Vikings, they are in a bad state. 2 off 19 for Illingworth. He's gone back to his season 1 strike rate. But what a dominant performance with the ball and in the field we have seen so far from the Royal Heinie. Still plenty of time that the Vikings can come back from this. Harvey's gone and picked up Spearman for 11 off 19. It really is just Roberts, the captain. He is hanging around and trying to get some kind of total on the board here for the Vikings. Everyone else has really crumbled around him. Still Luke Ronke to come. He has scored 100 last season. So still batting power left to come. Roberts has gone and passed 50 in the meantime. He is 57 off 87 at the moment. And only 120 on the board at the 35 over stage with 5 wickets down. So not very good, excuse me, for the Vikings so far. But at least they haven't crumbled. At least they've got something on the board, something to defend. The Spriggs, he's gone and got Thompson for 34. Then Champion picks up, I believe, his second wicket of the day, 79 off 121. That is, that's really the only focal point of this bad innings that you can say for the Vikings. However, they still have made 211, so it is still, there still is something for the Royal Heinie to go and chase. It's not going to be a walk in the park. Considering the situation they were in, you could have thought it would have been game over very, very early on. But they have managed to go. Bit of late order resistance and resistance from Roberts. His 79 has gone and got them to a decent score. And we have seen 2 early wickets as well. Illingworth picking up a couple. He has been expensive today though. 2 for 53 off his 7 overs. But 4 wickets, I should say, not 3. 4 have fallen very quickly. So Illingworth got Frost and then Lickley. Then I believe Spriggs went for 8 off 16 to Roberts, the captain. So captain getting captain. And then Wilkinson getting the wild card Callis for 33 off of just 32 deliveries. And we've seen the 5th one go down, which is Lindsay for 22 off 35. And all of a sudden, 211, It doesn't seem that far away. It's only 80 odd runs away for the Royal Heinie, but it could be so much worse. All it's going to take here is a couple of wickets. We've got the tail exposed, and then anything really could happen. But the Vikings, they are going to go and take this close. They're going to take it inside probably the last 5 overs, you'd have to say. Spearman getting crook. He's made a very valuable 43 off just 69 deliveries. You can't fault the batsman's effort there. Connor, the wicketkeeper, he's got the top score, 56 not out off 61. And the Royal Heinie get there in the end. But it could have been such a different story. Roberts, man of the match, 79 off 121. Really the backbone of that 211 that was scored by the Vikings. But they can't manage to get up. The Royal Heinie, however, pick up another 2 points. They go to second by themselves. They have played a game extra than the Sharks and the Shredders. And that run rate isn't obviously the greatest, but we can move that around. Next up, Boundary Bashers, surprise package. They've only managed the 1 win in the draw so far this season. The Wolfpack, they started off strong, but have had a couple of losses since then. Big game for both teams to keep them in the playoff hunt. Let's go. It is the Boundary Bashers who are batting first. And what a start. Smart getting a wicket in his first over. 3 for 2. Peter Darcy is gone. And then De Villiers, the wild card, has gone for 3 off 13 to the other wild card, Mitchell Johnson, for the Wolfpack. And it's a great start. That's a great start so far. But it has been a good wee comeback by the Boundary Bashers so far. Duff's still there, and Jones is going to overrun a ball. So it's exactly what you want after you lose those 2 early wickets. It's just a partnership to be built, and that is what is happening at the moment. Boundary Bashers, they do really rely, I guess, on their top order, their top 4 to score runs. They do have quite a deep tail, I would say. Obviously, the bowlers starting at number 8, whereas in other teams, 9 and 10 is where your pure bowlers come in. Anyway, Jones, he's picked up 50. He got 58 off 58 before getting bowled by Johnson. Duff's gone and past there too. He's still hanging in there. He is the linchpin, you would have to say, of this inning so far, the anchor, and he is doing his bit. Mitchell Johnson's finished his 10 overs, 2 for 40 for the wild card today, and he has definitely done his part. Can't ask for too much more than that there. And Duff's moving along nicely. He picked up last episode 100, and it's looking as though he has gone and got one here. So a very good effort. And still a pretty good total that is going to be put on the board here. 112 he's gone for, but a 50 to Bosbury as well. And it's going to be over 250 that is going to be put on the board. So this is going to be a good chase for the Wolfpack. 264 is what they are chasing to pick up a win for them. You wouldn't want to say that a loss here for the Boundary Bashers would count them out of the finals, but it is going to make it very difficult. So this is a big game for them, which is surprising considering we are only 6 games in. This is only round 6, you know, about halfway through the season. So it is crazy that is how close, but yet how far things are. You do not want to be playing catch-up cricket. We did see last season, obviously, a bit of a change, with the Snipers really getting a late season push and managing to get that playoff berth, winning it in the end, being our champions. But you don't want to be doing that. You want to be sitting pretty in that top 4 when it comes towards the back end of the season. Anyway, wickets and runs. Everson, 72 off 81. Lowe got him, and then Cook, 57 off 75, was run out by De Villiers. Jack Vanderberg, the captain, he's gone for 8 off 6. And it's a pretty good start by the Wolfpack. 264 is being chased, remember, so there's still a little bit of work left to do here for the Wolfpack. Griffin gone to Durant for 17 off just 20, off 29 deliveries, not just 29. And he's got another one. He's got Morris for 46 off 47. And all of a sudden, it is looking like we are going to need some big hitting towards the end here by the Wolfpack. Otherwise, they are going to pick up a loss. Boundary Bashers, it is going to be a big win for them. Duff getting man of the match, 112 off 131, and getting there in the end by 15 runs. So it's not the biggest of victories, but those 2 points, very, very important to the Boundary Bashers, as we can see. That is how close everything is. They were last heading into this game. They have now moved up to 5th. They are just outside the top 4, and that is exactly what you want. The final game, the Bashing Bulldogs taking on the Wicket Takers, and look how close it is. Team 6 to 11 on 4 points. So a big game for everyone here, and that tells you how close this competition is. Remember the Boundary Bashers before the last game, were sitting in dead last. A win for them moves them up to 5th place just like that there. So be interesting to see how the Bashing Bulldogs go here. Currently sitting in last position, but as I said, they are tied with the Wicket Takers on competition points, along with about 6 other teams. So it is a big win, and Whoever does win this possibly moves into the top 4 as well. We will have to wait and see. I think it does depend on net run rate. Right, Ashcroft, he went early to Hick for 17 off 13. Fisher's moving along nicely. He has gone and picked himself up a 50, currently moving towards the 70s. And Ben Cameron, the captain, done pretty well, 33 off 47 before going to Harrison Green, caught by Romeo there. And pretty even again heading in to the 30 over stage. But those 2 wickets have gone and made a big difference. So I think it was Hesselgreave getting Fisher first for 73, and then Bolton going to Hick for 27 off 23. And as I said, it was pretty close. I think it was about 3 for 150. But those clumps of wickets have really gone and helped out. Green's got Earl for 13 off 29, but still a good total that is going to be put on the board here by the bashing Bulldogs. Green's got his 3rd, so he's had a pretty good day. 3 for 56. Hick, 2 for 53 off their 10 overs. Lamont scored a 50, valuable 50 as well, off less than 50 balls. And 278 is the total that is being chased here by the wicket takers. So we're in for another close game, you would have to say. So far. But what a start that both Warner and Ellington have got off to, scoring at over 100 when it comes to their strike rate. Barnes went early for 3 off 11 to Fez, and apart from that, these two have put on a good partnership and have really just raced along, moving towards that 100 very quickly. Ellington, 47 off 41, good knock by him. He's gone to Hesselgreave, bowled and caught by Clancy. Warner slowed down a little bit. I guess that shows a little bit of maturity. He lost his partner. They were going along nicely. Usher the new batsman in and don't give away his wicket. He's gone and passed the 50, moved into the 60s now. And you'd have to say that rapid start from Ellington and Warner really did get the wicket takers off on the front foot. Lamont's gone and picked up Warner though for 71 off 83. And Romeo and Ben Cameron playing for both teams here today. That's a little bit of an issue that we did encounter, I think, in week 2, which we had gone and discussed, talked about it and sorted it. Clancy gets a double wicket, gets Romeo first for 46 off 60, and then Hesselgreave for 4 off 3. Ben Cameron, he's picked up a 50 though. He's had a good innings so far, going at more than a runner ball. Stark's gone and picked him up though for 67 off 60. And I can't even remember what we're chasing, to be honest. Oh my goodness. What a close game. It goes down to the last ball and the wicket takers get, I think it was a single off it, I'm not 100% sure. But they get up by 3 wickets off the last ball. That is one of the closest games we have seen. Not the closest game, we did have a tie. But one of the closest games we have seen all season. So, after that is all done and dusted, we have a look at the table. Master Blast is still sitting pretty up there, followed by the Royal Heinie. Then we have the Sharks, the Wicket Takers, and the Shredders all on 6 points. The Boundary Bashers have slipped down after the Wicket Takers loss. They go to 5. And then the Vikings, the Wolfpack, the Snipers, the Sledging Cyclones, and the Bashing Bulldogs. They are not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. They are just outside the top 4 by 1 win. And heading into round 7, things are going to get very important. Close wins and close losses are going to determine where you finish up at the end of the season. Anyway, guys, do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to leave a like. If you are new, please do subscribe. Make sure you check out my Facebook and Twitter links. That can be found down below in the description. Hope you've had a good weekend. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. I've got more Don Bradman, my career, coming your guys' way. Make sure you do not miss that.